Good morning, everybody. That is a new interview, the project of What Drives Her, Woman to Women. And this morning, I have the pleasure to welcome Darya Simanovich. Good morning, Darya.
Good morning, Pia. Nice to see
Thank you very much for being here. So, Darya, when we first talked before this interview, something that struck me about you is that you were full of energy, you were thinking very fast. And so I suggested and you agreed that we would work around and discuss around that specific way you have, which is basically how is it for you to fit into the mainstream of what is a woman, the perception of a woman? Okay, so can you tell us a little bit about yourself, Daria, first?
Sure. I'm Russian originally. I came in London 15 years ago. I had 300 pounds in my pocket, and now I run up to 5 companies, very small businesses. I'm a mom of 3 children, and I studied here in Imperial College. I did my master's in risk management and financial engineering, and then I worked in finance. I worked in IT. I lived in a few countries and started to be a mom. I launched my first company, the baby swimming lessons, and recently I opened a small cafe. So that's basically, I'm a typical scanner compared to the divers. So the divers, they like dive into the industry. And me, I just love different things, and I enjoy different projects. Yeah. So, and I believe we need to celebrate our differences, so to speak.
Yes, that's what I call the butterfly approach. You're just testing different things and go with the flow. And I remember when we were talking before, you were telling me that you were not sure how to approach that because you thought maybe you would be too much. What do you feel? Why that?
I
Why do you
think
think?
being a mom of 3 very young children, not necessarily having a nanny, and also running 5 businesses is really quite, I have a lot on my plate. So, and I believe I'm lucky I have a high energy, but I think for people, for women, we need to find what works for them. For someone, it's just enough being a mother. For someone, they want to work full time and have and enjoy the motherhood. For someone, they don't want to have children. So I just think I have a lot on my plate, and the reason why I say I'm too much because I have different ideas all the time, and I love implementing them, and I don't want to stop. I want to grow, and that's why for some people I think I'm a little bit too much.
Mm-hmm. Is this something that you have received as a comment that you were functioning a little bit maybe differently than others, having 3 children, having been an engineer, studying, coming from another country, visiting other countries, and finally having how many? 5 businesses?
Yes.
Right.
Yes, and to be honest with you, I have another project in my mind, which I'm actually kind of trying to work on at the moment. Yes, so I did have these comments from other people, but all the people are different, and it's not gonna stop me. I believe what is important is not to like run completely and not to have this kind of inner peace. I believe we need to come back to yourself, to love yourself, to feel this energy. Are you feeling loved? Is everything okay with your family, with your relationship, with, let's say, your finances? And when you have your, so to speak, reservoir full, then you could release your energy. Because I believe at some point in my mind, in my life, I was a little bit too much on maybe pushing on the projects rather than taking care of ourselves, of
Mhm.
myself, and
Mhm.
we mothers, we forget about it, and we should actually go back, check in with yourself more often, so to speak.
Right, interesting point you're making there. So, do you think you've been at any point or at a point in your life having that high energy that you're describing? Do you think that has both helped you and at times maybe not helped you? And if so, in which way would you say?
um, I think they say about time management, but apparently we need to learn how rather manage your energy. So for example, children, they teach me that I need to nap with them during the afternoon, and now they're at school, still try to take a little rest, maybe meditate, not necessarily sleep, but kind of find my peace during the day. So I break my day, let's say, in two pieces. And for me, helps, it works for me. Of course, everyone is different. And I believe I had questions that if I have so many projects in my mind and I want to do them, don't I take energy from my family, from my children? And the truth to be told, I think if I ask myself how happy, what would make me happy, of course, being a mother, being with my children, it makes me happy, but also have projects on the side to develop something out of nothing. You develop something when you grow the business. I think it's fantastic. And, we should not stop ourselves just like saying, okay, if children need me, I need to maybe say no to this project, that project. I believe we need to reshuffle. And I think my energy and maybe even understanding myself, like, what drives me, and it's okay to be a scanner, it's okay to try different things. I think it helps me.
Interesting. So you're saying that it's for you what worked, and I think that can talk a lot to other women. You had that heart of being a mother, the heart of being a wife, I guess, and a heart of being self-employed, a
Yeah,
businesswoman, an entrepreneur.
yeah,
These are different hats, and then you have the self hat, how to
yes,
care about myself, how to press the pause button, to
yes,
care about yourself, and as you say, to recharge so you can
that
nourish. It's interesting because very often people tell me, I don't have time, Pia. And
you
so
have
we
time.
exactly the time. My metaphor is you will never have a knock on your door saying, hey, that is your time, I'm here for you. No, you have to take it, you have to grab it, and you have to organize it. Would you agree with that?
Absolutely. I believe understanding that the more taken care of you are inside yourself, the more energy you feel inside. Basically, to eat healthy, to eat well, to exercise, to have healthy relationships. Start with yourself, as they say. If you're happy within, then you could grow your projects, and then you could give. What also inspires me, that I speak to my team every day, I speak to clients every day, and the way I speak, the way I even touch other people, I mean, obviously, in the coronavirus world, I mean, just talking to them. I think if you are fulfilled inside, it's completely different rather than being exhausted and depressed. It's
Yes.
we need to work on yourself first, on ourselves, to make this world a better place, so to speak.
Yes, to feel better ourselves so we can give and be open to the others. Yes, and nourish the creativity that is very much needed at the moment, and especially when you're creating businesses.
Yeah,
I wanted to know if you have an idea, if you could open, oh, we can't see you anymore. You're back.
yeah,
If
all fine.
if you could let us know what has helped you to create and to sustain your different businesses. And I guess, I suppose, with having constantly new ideas and creating businesses, probably sometimes it's going to be, it has been great and sometimes plateaued, and sometimes it was more difficult. So how have you managed the more difficult time and the successful times as well?
Now, I
Big
believe
question.
about building the right team. So when you start a business, for me, it was the first business, the baby swimming lessons. It was I was very lucky to find very talented teachers. So I mean, say lucky. I don't believe in luck. You have to work for your luck. The more
Yes.
you work, the luckier you get. So I worked hard to find a fantastic teacher and to have another one, and just I would say all my background. I had a bit of background in sales, which is very important. As an entrepreneur, you have to manage so many things, you know, the sales, the marketing, the quality control. It suits my personality. And of course, there are times where you plateau and you ask yourself, like, I believe to be happy, we need to grow. There is even a gene. If you are not growing, it's not making you happy. So,
Yes.
and for me, the question: should I open another swim school or should I open something else? Because I'm a typical scammer, I have so many interests. For me, opening after the swim school, opening a little cafe worked perfectly because it was like getting myself into MBA. Because to manage food business in a very competitive London, this was like a completely different animal, and it was very difficult in the beginning. The team, we have to change people. Uh, it's normal in hospitality, and now I actually enjoy because basically we have a team. People stay with me for 2.5 years already. You build a team and then you could grow from that team with that team, and I think this mentality helped me to go through difficult paths. And for me now, I could add on my creperie this project and that project and sell art on the walls, like talk to local artists and help him to promote his art. It's very, how would I say, it's a perfect for a scanner, so to speak.
Yes, I understand. So, do I understand properly if you say you need to have the right tools, which were your trainings, and then you have to build the right tools by choosing who you are working with and creating that strong foundation. People keep working with you, and from a project you build other projects, so the foundation is solid. And then you say it's down to my personality, you say. So would you say there is something coming from what you've learned growing up? Is your culture your first? Because I don't know how many you have now. You have at least three: the Russian, the French, and the English. So what would has that helped you, the different cultures, the first one you have from where you were born in Russia, and then the French one, and then the English one? Did you feel you were taking something from each, or from your family background, maybe? More inner resources we're talking now.
I believe, of course, cultures, they help you to see how the world operates. But I believe about the inner personality. I mean, we are all different. All the Russians are different. All the French are
Of
different.
course.
They're all different. So, what is it within you? Finding your strength, finding your flow, so to speak, and build on it. What I loved, I read recently, like the real leaders, they are not well-rounded personalities. They know what is their strength. They work on it, and they pretty much work on their strength, but they build well-rounded team around them. That's why we need to learn how to delegate. That's why I don't do my social
Mhm.
media. I have a freelancer who does it for me. I don't necessarily do coffee or crepes in my creperie. I don't teach children how to swim, but I am responsible for the survival of this business, for the employment for all these people. So, as they say, you need to work not in your business, but on your business to succeed. And yeah, so cultures, they definitely help. London is like a melting pot. We all can fit in. But I believe is asking yourself the question: what is it that you want to bring in this world? And what is your strength? And what is your flow? And what makes you happy? And asking what is the perfect life you want to design, working with all of this, and making small steps every day, kind of towards the direction you want to go. That's what I believe helps me to build a good existing business still, which is already an achievement in this world.
Very true, very true. And I think I want to put an emphasis on something I'm going to repeat, because I think whatever we are choosing in our life, if it's to stay at home, or if it is to build a business, or to be to have a career, doesn't matter. Point is, what you mentioned is growth is happiness. And when I say growth, I don't necessarily mean in money. I mean in keeping learning, keeping moving on, keeping things flowing. That's and that is one of the parameter, officially, if I can say, that you read a lot in books about happiness. It's not still,
No.
it's not staying there, it's movements, it's moving
Yes.
on.
Yeah.
Very good.
And I love as well uh, this understanding about happiness, that it's actually like a muscle and we need to train it.
Yes.
And one of the parts which I am absolutely mind blown is the gratification. So if you try to, let's say, wake up every morning and try to be grateful for at least three things, like for health of your family, for having a roof over your head, and to have money, to have food on your plate, we are already lucky, because on this planet there are some people, they might not have it. And this kind of, from, if you express this gratification, then the energy somehow, I don't know, the universe helps you to build on it and to make you happier even.
Okay, good. And I would like to ask you my red ribbon question that I'm asking to every woman. Would you say that in all that you have built, being a woman has helped you, or has deserved not helped you, or has it been neutral? How did you live that?
I believe I am very lucky to live in the UK, because I believe over here the rights for women, the understanding that we can work, not only taking care of children and staying at home. I believe it's a massive progress compared to other countries, even compared to Russia. And I see myself here as free to do whatever I being woman, not woman. I for me, I would say it's neutral. I don't really see much difference.
Mhm.
Are men more paid for the same job? Probably, but I am not in this space because I make my own. I design my companies. I start companies from scratch. So in some cases, the some employees who are men, is it more difficult for them to listen to me as their boss because I'm a woman? Probably. But I believe I have enough experience and we could overcome. So I believe this country is perfect for women, and we could celebrate this. We've gone quite far already, I would say.
It's interesting. So for you, it's been absolutely fine, and you've been able to create and have the whole space and freedom to create whatever you wanted to create.
Yeah.
That is good. And finally, before we stop and finish this interview, we've lost you again, Darya. Yes, you're back. The last question is, where can we find you in London?
Sure, I run a lovely Chelsea creperie. If you are in Chelsea, we are on Fulham Road, opposite Chelsea and Westminster Hospital. And now the Pancake Day is coming soon, 16th of February. So we're still open for takeaway. So I would be happy to see everybody.
And this is very soon the French. Remind me
It's going to be 2nd of February. So as well, we will be open. We will be busy. So if you want to come, we will be happy to see you.
Okay, so that's Chelsea, and the name is La Crêperie.
It's the Chelsea creperie.
The Chelsea Crêperie. That's perfect. Thank you very much, Darya. I am convinced all what you have shared with us will inspire other women, and to check that even if you have that high energy and that will to build many business with 3 children, well, that's possible.
Thank you very much, Tia.
Thank you very much. See you soon at the Crêperie in Chelsea. Bye.
Bye.